guys? Welcome back to Angle Grinders and Ideas. Today's video, we're doing a wastegate exit dump through the top of the hood.
All right, so let's get started. We've got our wastegate, we've got our dump tube. Before you move forward at all, you need to make sure your hood is in the right position. If it's not a new hood, it probably is, but for me, I needed to get everything straight. If you're gonna change anything in the future, you're gonna add hood latches, you're gonna change your fenders up, whatever it is that might mess with your hood alignment, definitely do it now because we're gonna cut this hole as precise as we can, and if even a 1/16 of an inch changes later, it could mess up your hole and waste a bunch of your time. So with that said, we can move on to the next step, which is the dump tube itself. We built this dump tube a few years ago. I already had a hood at that time, but since that hood has been damaged, which is why I'm where I'm at now. How do I get that dump tube to go out that hood without making a huge hole or drilling a really tiny hole and taking forever?
For this next step, you're gonna need some cardboard, you need some painter's tape, some scissors, and a Sharpie. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and lay it like this. The idea is that once we have a template here, we can tape this to the fender, we can lift it up, shut the hood, lay it back down, and we'll have our perfect template. Nice little cutout. Once you cut the template out, just double check it and make sure it looks like how you want it to look. If your pipe goes straight up, it's a lot easier to make it fit really, really tight. But overall, I'm very happy with this. So what I'm gonna do is position it here and then we're gonna tape it to our fender.
Met honey gold before she was honey gold. Before that Manifold was thicker than all my hoes. You gotta know, yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know.
So once your template's mounted and in place, you can lift it up, shut the hood, lay it back down, trace it out, and now you've got your starting hole. First, we gotta pull the dump tube off.
You gotta know, you need to know. 6-figure women, sucking for that 7th, I've been searching for.
So once the dump tube is off and you're ready for the next step, grab your painter's tape and tape underneath where this template kind of lands. Just do a little bit wide so you got plenty of area covered so that if your hood is painted or you don't want to draw on the primered hood, you have an area that you can write on.
The reverend asking how the word severs.
So now we got a nice space. Everything's laying exactly how it was before. You can take your Sharpie and trace out your hole.
Please, you gotta know. You gotta know.
Now all we gotta do is pull this off and start making our hole. Obviously when you do stuff like this, you wanna cut on the inside of the line first and open it up. You can always take away material. You can never add material back in a situation like this.
You gotta know. You need to know. I used to have a lot of friends.
I guess I have to say this, I'm not liable if anything burns to the ground or if anything is not cut properly. So just go ahead and get started.
When I called them friends, at T-Mobile was sending plans while I plugged away my gram. I did that. I kinda missed that. That shit is funny now. Fun to relive that. See, I could.
All right, this is as far as I take it with the jigsaw. You can tell it's kind of rough. Maybe it's because the blade's a little bit used, but I do really like the control that I have. Now we're gonna get the die grinder and we're gonna open this hole up.
Pay off all my cards, I could take my ass to 8s. I could wrap your.
So we're almost where we need to be. It's really, really close. It's too tight right now, but it looks amazing when it fits this well. You can see on the back side there, it's actually opened up a little bit more, and that's because as the hood comes down and up, see how close it is? It's gotta have that clearance. And that's because of my dump tube design. My dump tube has that slashed angle going like this, so there's no way around that, but I'm okay with that gap. I'm actually gonna increase the gap all the way around to match that so that there is no vibration issue. And yeah, we're well on our way, so I'm just gonna get back to grinding it and I'll show you the finished product here shortly. All right, so it's the next day. I said I wanted to do it yesterday, I didn't make it happen. I ran out of time, ran out of drive, whatever. It's done. I got a nice little clearance all the way around. It's not completely tight, but I'm really, really stoked with the way it turned out. I actually ended up buying a couple extra tools and I'll show you what I used. But like I said before, this gap on the rear is because it's gotta have it to account for the slash. So when I pick up the hood, you can see it's really, really close right there. So that's okay. I want the dump tube to come out a little bit because I don't want it to spray on top of the hood. I don't want to get black soot all over the painted surface, or at least I want to minimize the amount of soot that does get on the hood. So this way it kind of comes past it, it goes up, and we're good to go. So again, the fender alignment is super, super off, as you can see by the bolts here, so do not, don't worry about that fitment. But yeah, really happy with it. Really, really pumped, and I don't have any clearance problems. So I should be able to fire this thing up and it should shake and move and not have any issues. And if it does, I'll go ahead and open it up a little bit more. But as far as like getting this really, really clean all the way around, it just takes time. You just gotta sit there, work at it, mark it, work at it and mark it, back and forth. Do not rush. Please take your time, and I promise you'll be happy with the results. Now to show you the tools that I ended up using. So I ended up getting one of these, which worked decent. And I also use this. This seemed to be the best weapon of choice here. And you can see where I made some lines in it. I tried not to sit in too many spots, but I was getting a little frustrated. This was like $9. This one was about the same price. And then after I got it all dialed in, I hit the top with these little flap disc, or not flap disc, I'm sorry, with these little abrasive twist lock discs. They're super nice. 3M makes some. These are from Benchmark Abrasives as well. And then, you know, I hit it. These two things were kind of like my final surface finish or final approach. And then of course, when I paint it, I'll check it again. I'll sand it a little bit better, and then it'll get primed and shot. So that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Again, I really appreciate you watching. I hope that this template concept was enough to get you over the hump if you were a little too timid before, didn't want to approach the project, or didn't know how. I hope this gets you past that so that you can get the job done. Thanks as always. Peace out.